Okay.
Hello.
We are live.
Oh, wonderful. Hello, here we are on the Facebook again. Very good. Very good. It is fun because, well, we always know when we are speaking, the signals, all the waves are moving, and yet this is a very wonderful way in your world for you all to kind of have a way of tapping into the wave. Yes? Yes? In a differing way, perhaps. Yes? So today we were very interested in talking with you about something we've really recognized and we've talked about before in the human experience. And yet today we'd like to bring it even a little closer in to discuss how it impacts how you create and how it impacts yourself as creator. Yes? So what that is we suppose we can approach it in this way. That many times, we are speaking with a friend and we will ask them, well, what do you want? What is it that you do desire? And they will answer very enthusiastically sometimes, yes, for a long time with a list of many things, and yet at the end of that list, we so often have to say, that is all very wonderful, and what do you want? Because what we just got back is all the stuff that seems to be on the top, or the pile that's on top of the desired, which is what you don't want, yes? So what do you want? And maybe they are talking about relationship, yes, intimate relationship. Well, they will say, well, I don't want somebody like I've had before. I don't want somebody who doesn't see me, or I don't this and that, yes? Truth, it is all truth, and it is wonderful, indeed. And sometimes you have to pick that pile up, and you have to, toss those papers to the side one by one or stack by stack, whatever it is, to clarify what it is that isn't it, yes? And yet it is so important to begin shifting the energy and the synergy to what is it. So I can notice that there's many things that are not it for me, that aren't what I'm desiring, what I'm choosing to create, whether it is in relationships or finances or work or play or creativity, whatever it is, It is to begin putting in, our reason for coming today is to really suggest, what do I want? So, we told Jackie we wanted to do this, and so we began kind of, observing, and we thought, if there were plates stacked on your countertop, you wouldn't say, I don't want those plates on my countertop, or maybe you would. And so it would be looking at, if I say, I don't want those plates on my countertop because, they're cluttering, or they're in the way, or they're not where they're belonging or in a good place for them, then where does that take you? Yes? It just takes you into kind of an irritation or a frustration, a non-movement, yes, of, well, I don't want those plates on my countertop, yes? So instead, when it hits, I do want them in a place that, where they are belonging, or is good for them to be, or where it feels good for me to have them be at. And so, that's why cabinets are created, or shelves, or boxes, or wherever you put your plates, yes? And so it is, when you see it though, we're bringing this because it is something you can look at. I do want my plates in the cabinet. And so that follows with the momentum of the plates going into the cabinet without burden, because it's following on the thrust of something desired. So then the action or the movement that connects with it in your physicality is to create something you desire. So if you consider that for a moment, wow, I do want those plates in my cabinet, and I have a cabinet. Or maybe I do desire a cabinet to have my plates in. So then that can cause the momentum or the movement to create a place for the plates, yes? So what we're bringing though is that so often, so often, and we know it is due to a lot of the energy of separation. What I don't want, right now you've got a lot of things cooking in your world, yes? And if you look at all of them as what I don't want, your false fear or your disbelief in your ability to cause what you do want gets put to the background or under the piles of everything that you don't want. And then it might feel like something that is, monumentous. And you're going to likely get some against energy really tangled up in that. So instead, it is, And we know you all have differing wants. You all have differing do wants and differing don't wants. Yes, some of them can seem the same, and yet when they apply to your specific individual energy and vibration, then it shifts a little because it's personal to you then. So we are just wishing to say today, whether it's, plates on your countertop, thoughts in your mind, things that need to be done, the calling in of sorts of activities or relationships or practices you're desiring, is just to take that breath through and go into your self-mastery and realize that when I move with what I don't want, I get a lot more of what I don't want, or a lot more that supports my recognition or belief that there's so much that I don't want. We aren't saying pretend like there are things that are occurring that you don't want. We're not saying that at all. We're saying be clear that something's moving in you. And we're just suggesting, yes, that you consider, even if the don't want comes through first, because it's kind of on automatic pilot, that you feel that. Don't even ignore it or avoid it or say, oh, I have to change that. Feel what I don't want feels like in your body and in your thoughts and in your creativity. Feel like what I don't want. Let yourself feel what it feels like in your being. And just feel the weight of it, the temperature of it, the color of it, the sound of it, whatever it is, Open those senses. They're fabulous communication tools. And just sense that without fear. Now, the don't want might have you, kind of push you to be a little fearful. True fear is very important. False fear is what we're talking about, is in a skewed relationship or a skewed way of being with something that doesn't bring with it everything you desire. And then think, wow, so it's clear to me that feels a little confining or oppressive or threatening or boring or frustrating, whatever it is, yes? And by the way, those are all important aspects of your being. They're showing up to give you information. So it isn't getting rid of any of those. We're not talking about dismissal. We're talking about getting really clear about what kind of creator you choose to be, which impacts the sorts of things you create and the results of your choosing. So feel what I don't want. I don't want this person around me, or I don't want to be involved in that activity, or I don't want, for things to be happening that feel precarious or challenging or threatening to me. And instead, okay, what do I want? And that is when the with energy comes in, because the don't want has against energy in it. The do want, what do I want? What do I desire? And we know some of you are out there saying, what do you mean want, Mary? You've told us that want is, saying I'm here and that's over there and I can't get to it. Yes, that is how want is received. And we're saying want because it is so prevalently utilized in your world. So what do I desire? What do I choose? Instead of what I don't choose or what I don't care for. What do I care for? What do I passion about? What do I hope for, dream with, wish for, partner with? Yes? All of that brings you more into with energy, and here's why. Because it takes you into your heart. And again, in your heart we mean in that center of your strength and wisdom and clarity and infinity, into the knowing self that is of the authentic original existence that knows the true nature of your limitless possibility in creating. So that's why we wanted to talk to you today, just for a little bit, just to have you begin looking at, wow, I must be in a don't want practice right now because I'm feeling really pent up or really oppressed or afraid. And to inhale and exhale. And again, it isn't about ignoring or pretending that things that don't match for you don't exist. However, it is, if you try to create from there, it's like trying to create from what we call a false spirit house. You can only pull from the energy that's in there that has some of that false spirit in it. And so instead it is, if I'm in what I don't want, then I'm trying to create from muck from that which does not match my soul song, or feed my soul soil, or rest and sprout my seed, my being, my creation, my existence, my potential and possibility that I haven't even dreamt of yet. So we would just like to encourage you. What do I want? If I'm getting a clarity on what I don't want, there's also a clarity of what I do. Let me open up to that. And we brought you the simplicity of, if there's plates on the countertop and they're cluttering things and you don't like clutter, then it's not, I don't want the plates on the countertop, because you're going to move into all kinds of things like victim and burden and blaming and just all those against energies. Yes, they're not going to serve you. And instead, there's plates on the countertop. What do I desire about that? I desire for them to be in a place that feels good for them to be in. If it's on the countertop for you, then keep them on the countertop. Yes? Then I do. There's plates on the countertop and I do want them. That's so easy. Just grab them whenever I desire them. Wonderful. And yet, come into your truth with yourself. And it is, I'm having thoughts that I don't want to have. What thoughts do you want? What thoughts do you passion? And it isn't, well, it can be, I need to go through the pile of all the thoughts I don't want to have just so I know I touched them. Then come from, I do choose to go through the pile of thoughts that I'm having that are cluttering up the works for me, so that I can know I touched them and know that I sent them on. Because that's what I do want, is to touch and clear those thoughts. Then have that be your movement. This is union. You are in a prolific opening and grand gathering time. That is occurring in your internal community as clearly as it is in your external community. So when you move with what you do desire, what you do passion, what you do connect with, what you do have an and for, a yes and, your ability to create and what you design and desire. The dog just decided it did want its foot to move, yes? So it made us go wobbly. Yes. And so it is moving in what I do want. And you can replace that word want. If the want isn't like a wanting, like an ache, like I can't get there, because that's going to have against and don't energy in it. Instead it is, this isn't necessary for me. Or this is so nourishing. I choose this nourishing. Whatever those thoughts are connected with, mind, body, heart, soul, and spirit. The whole of you and you interacting with your world. What do I choose? We often offer this, and we may have before, even in these space-time playgrounds, yes? That Jackie has a favorite quote because it impacted her in a very important timing in her life. And it is that you are the sum total of all your choices. And we can guarantee you that being the sum total of all of the choices that come from what you do desire and passion and want and find necessary and nourishing and encouraging and expanding and rising up and all those things that have the with energy in them, is going to create a very different sum total than moving with all that you don't choose, that you don't want, that you don't believe you even have an option to not have. Whatever it is that's moving in there, shift it to do. It will so completely and immediately impact your relationing with yourself, your relationing with the world, and how all of the particles can open up to support what you do desire, what you do passion, what you do partner with, what you do be, and your yes and. Thank you for stopping by. We'll play more later. Yes?
Before you leave,
yes.
I just want to let you know that Meredith is saying that she's glad to see you live again.
Hello, our Meredith. Hello, our Meredith. Oh, we are surrounding you in wonderful hugs and bubbles. Yes.
Scout's.
Scout is talking to Meredith too.
He's doing it again.
Thank you, Meredith. Thank you for touching, for reaching out and touching. It is powerful and wonderful. Thank you so much.
She says, Yay.
And you, Meredith, get your bottle of bubbles and start blowing them again, yes? Surround yourself in them.
Thank you so much from James, and love you from Vicky, and the High Scout from Meredith.
So joyous.
Thanks everybody for joining us live. Follow us on Facebook, share this video, and look forward to more.
And we would like to tell you to remember to tune in, because we are going to be speaking about the differing, yes, of what is it to be, what is your word, influenced, or what is our word, Donald? We just told it.
I know you did. We'll get back to you.
Spinfluence, yes?
Spinfluence, yes.
The difference between influence and spinfluence. That one will be fun, yes? And we would love a lively, active conversation, yes? Be well, our friends.
Kelly says thanks too.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly.
Oh, you are all such beautiful beings in this world. Be well.
See you next time.